the AirPods 2 do sound better. They really actually do. Hey there, friends on YouTube. My name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. This is your first time here. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back again. It's great to see you, and I see you and you. We are here to talk about the new Apple AirPods 2, or as Apple's calling them, AirPods, and as everybody else seems to be calling them, AirPods 1.5. There's a lot of thought out there that there's nothing new in terms of sound with these AirPods. Cosmetically, there's nothing really all that different. We have here the AirPods 2, we have here the AirPods 1, OG AirPods, whatever you want to call them. The cosmetic things that you can actually see and tell that are different is the battery indicator light is out here. It turns on out here when you're using it, or when it's charging or anything like that. The battery indicator is inside there. I did find something that I don't think I've seen anybody else cover, and this is a polished aluminum hinge, and here we have brushed. It's sort of a matte aluminum finish on this hinge, so that's something different. They've also moved the buttons. The button on the new AirPods is higher than the button on the old AirPods. That's just the way it is. Okay, the new AirPods look exactly the same as the old AirPods. They fit exactly the same as the old AirPods, which for me is a good fit. I don't have any problem fitting them into my ears. They claim to have, and I guess they have a new chip inside. Before it was the W1 chip, and now they have the H1 chip, and the H1 chip promises better talk time, better battery life overall. They definitely pair a lot quicker, and you get wireless charging if you pay $199 for the new pods, as well as the charging case. You can also get the new pods plus a regular plug-in case for $159, or you can just get the charging case for your current AirPods for $79. And you also get Hi Siri, always on, listening, ready to do whatever you want as long as Siri can do it. Just like on your Apple device, all the other Apple devices, whatever they are. So yeah, you get that Hi Siri availability. Now, I've been on record as stating that the OG AirPods were very convenient, and for that reason they were great to use, but only fair when it came to sound. There's been a lot of discussion about whether the new AirPods actually will sound any better or do sound any better. And really, folks, I mean, what's the point of getting a new version of a pair of headphones if you're not going to get different sound? I mean, they're headphones. They're headphones, and they should have some kind of difference in sound. A lot of folks have said there's either little or no difference in the sound of the new AirPods. Marques Brownlee even went on to say that Apple confirmed to him that there is no difference in sound. But that, my friends, that is far from the truth. Very far from the truth, as I discovered. They do sound different, and they do sound better. Let's talk about what my background is and why I have any kind of right to be talking about this kind of stuff. You know, what's my level of expertise, blah, blah, blah. Well, I've been a musician and a studio engineer for more than 20 years. I've trained my ears to hear subtle differences in sound. When I started this channel, I mainly reviewed headphones, so I do know what I'm talking about. If you're familiar with the channel way back, you already know this. If you're just brand new to the channel, then maybe you don't. So what is the sound difference in these new AirPods? Well, let me tell you a little bit about the methods that I used. I compared the AirPods 2 to the AirPods 1, the Galaxy Buds, and the Sennheiser HD600, which, yes, I know is not a fair comparison, but I wanted to have sort of a control, something that I knew sounded good. And the HD600s are probably my favorite headphone that I own. I went back and forth over several songs with the AirPods 2, the AirPods 1, the Galaxy Buds, and the Sennheiser HD600s to compare the sound to see not only if there was a different sound, but if there was like an appreciable improvement over the sounds of the new AirPods compared to the old. Here's what I found. Overall, I described the sound of the new AirPods as tighter and more defined. Now, if you're not an audio person, maybe that doesn't make any sense to you, but the AirPods 1 had sort of a woolly, veiled sound to them that could be pleasing in some stuff and not in other stuff. They were a little bit less defined in the frequency ranges that they covered. The AirPods 2, they're definitely more punchy overall, the frequency ranges sit better in the places where they're supposed to be. The AirPods 1 compared to the AirPods 2, the sound was much less distinct and kind of had a veiled sound to them, a little bit muffled even. They had a narrower stereo field. The old AirPods are also much more mid-forward. So I'm a rock and roll guy. I listen to some rock and roll. First, I started off with AC/DC because their recordings always sound great and they are not super complex and you can hear things very well in AC/DC stuff. AC/DC sounded amazing on the new pods, whereas in the AirPods 1, that veiled sound was there. It wasn't a pleasurable listening experience while it was with the AirPods 2. And again, I moved on to some Chris Isaak just to get a more spacious sounding recording and see what the differences were there. The AirPods 2, once again, were more defined, more punchy, and just had a lower extension of bass. When I compared them against the HD 600s, the AirPods 2 actually compared pretty well. I mean, I'm not going to say the AirPods 2 sound as good as the HD 600s because they don't. The HD 600s have a much more transparent sound to them, while the AirPods are a little bit more aggressive. And I think that most people like a sort of amped up, more aggressive sound. The HD 600s are not that. But the AirPods 2 did fare well compared to the HD 600. I would say that the AirPods sound good, and I would not have, and I still would not say that the original AirPods sound good, especially when compared to a high-quality headphone like that. The AirPods 2 also sound much better than the Galaxy Buds. The Galaxy Buds out of the box sound shrill in the high end, just really kind of hurts my ears, and they lack any kind of real bass extension. The AirPods, however, have a full frequency range that they're bringing to you, and they were much more pleasurable to listen to without any kind of processing. Even with the sound processing that I got through the Wear app on the Galaxy S10 Plus, the dynamic preset that I've enjoyed listening to the Buds with, the sound still wasn't as good as the AirPods 2. It was as if listening to the Galaxy Buds, you were hearing 2/3 of the frequencies that were available in the music, and the bass was rolled off at like 200 hertz or something. It just was really not a very full sound, even with dynamic sound on. So let's sum up. Apple made no claims that these new AirPods sounded any different than any of the other AirPods. They even went so far as to be incredibly vague about higher quality sound in their marketing material. But while Apple may not have made any claims of improved sound with the AirPods 2, the sound is definitely better. If you have the old AirPods and you want to check these out, switch back and forth in AirPlay and listen to the two when you get them. And I'd be really surprised if you couldn't hear the difference in the AirPods 2 compared to the AirPods 1. Should you buy these? I mean, again, there's nothing cosmetically different. The H1 chip gives you a little bit better battery life and all that kind of stuff, and you have Hi Siri available to you. They definitely pair a lot quicker to your devices and that kind of thing. If you're not into sound and you know headphones are just a utility for you, then there's no real reason to go out and get the AirPods 2. If you want the wireless charging case, you can get that for $79. But if you care about sound and you've been sort of using the AirPods and just kind of grinning and bearing the fact that they don't sound all that great, you should definitely buy this new version of the AirPods. It's not like suddenly they sound like $600 headphones. They sound better than the old AirPods and compare well with other stuff that's in that same price range. These AirPods sound tighter, more defined, better frequency response across the range, a little bit more punchy, and much more enjoyable to listen to than the original AirPods. I don't know why people couldn't hear the difference between them, because the difference in my ears was markedly noticeable. In my estimation, the AirPods 2 are a winner. They have done something that Apple didn't even claim to do, which is not something that happens all the time. They have improved the sound of these enough that I would actually recommend them for listening to music as well as just using as, you know, utility headphones to listen to audiobooks, podcasts, whatever, etc., take calls, you know, that kind of thing. So tell me what you think down in the comments. Are you going to grab the AirPods 2? Are you going to stick with the AirPods 1? Are you going to get a wireless charging case? Are you going to get the plug-in case with the new AirPods? Or are you just not going to get any of it because you think it's all crap? let me know down in the comments. We can have a boisterous discussion. Anyway, if this was your first time here and you want to come back again and do all the stuff, be notified when videos are coming out, and be a part of the Painfully Honest community, then you can do the stuff that's represented right here in this graphic. If you've been here before and you're coming back again, then thank you ever so much. It really does mean the world to me. I do love you all. Hashtag Wizard Squad. Once again, my name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. Until the next time, I'm out. Hey, you're still here and you haven't left yet, and maybe you want to watch another video. There are a couple of videos here that I suggest that maybe you want to check out. Also, hit me on the social medias over there, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'd love to have you back again sometime soon. Thank you so much for being here.